Good evening. We are going to talk about adding and subtracting integers using a number line. We're going to use some emojis to talk about positives and negatives, and we're going to say that our negative values are more sad and our positive values are more happy. And zero, the closer you get to zero, the more just kind of meh or blah or unconscious, as the emoji is here, that you get. And it's just not happy, it's not sad, it just is what it is. First, we're just going to start off with some situations. So you have an ice cream cone. Yes. Which means we are going to start happy. We're going to start at a positive 2. That's a pretty good thing. We are walking along. We are enjoying the beautiful weather outside. We are enjoying our ice cream. And then Bobby runs by and knocks it out of your hand. Bobby has added more negatives to your life, so we are getting more negative. And when we get more negative, we go more towards the sad side. So we're going to go to the left because we're getting more negative and more sad. Okay? Hopefully, you were able to get another ice cream or find something else to cheer yourself up. We come to the next day, and you get to school, and you have made an F on your test that you took yesterday. And man, you are just bummed about it because you really didn't need that F. That was the last thing you needed. You're pretty sad. So you go to your teacher and you say, "Hey, Mr. Mack, I missed problem 2, problem 5, problem 7, problem 11, problem 15. What can I do to get my grade up?" And he says, "You know what? I actually made a typo in problem 2 and problem 11, so I'm going to give you 10 points back." And he is taking away some of those negatives, and you're going to get more positive. Now, it's still a D, it's passing, but we are getting more positive, so we're going to go back to the right towards all those positive numbers. Now, at a D, maybe you don't get all the way into positive, but you get a little bit more positive with that. The next day, you get another ice cream cone. You know what? Bobby is not around. He is not going to knock it out of your hand. And you got another ice cream cone, so we are going to start at a 2 because we like ice cream and we are happy today. And as we're going through our day, we get to school, we go through school, and we got 100 on that science test. Yes, so now I'm going to add more positive, so I'm going to go to the right because I'm getting more positive. That is a fantastic day, y'all. We get ice cream and 100 on a test. Awesome. Next day, we wake up and we drop our ice cream. Oh, man. And we just didn't need that this morning. We didn't need that at all. So we are starting down here at -2. We're a little bit sad. We really needed that pick-me-up before school because we are so tired. Our little brother screamed all night. That was rough. Anyway, so here we are at school now, bummed about the ice cream. We failed our spelling test. Man, I know spelling was my worst subject, but we are getting more negative because we're just adding negatives, so we're going to move to the left because we're getting more negative, and negative numbers go to the left. Okay. Whew, that's a lot of emotions. We got real emotions, y'all. We need to take a deep breath. Relax. Okay, and we're going to get to the math now. Now, how does this work when we're talking about numbers? All right, so first of all, we're going to look at where we started. Well, we're starting at -1, so I'm going to put a dot on -1. And I'm getting more positive. I'm adding positives, so I'm going to go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4 places, and I'm going to wind up right here at 3. So -1 plus 4 equals 3. And I know that I'm going to the right because I'm getting more positive. All right? Here I'm starting at +1. I'm adding a +2. So I'm getting positive by 2, which means I'm going to wind up at 3. And hopefully all of you know this one without the number line, but the example must be shown. All right, so now we have a negative number. We're starting at -1. Talk about where you start. Talk about what you're doing. We're getting more negative. We're getting more negative by 3. So 1, 2, 3. So we wind up at -4, -3 plus -1 plus -3 equals -4. Okay. Now we start at +2. All right. We're having a good day. Something really bad happens and we are going to add -5. So we're going to go back toward negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces, and we wind up at -3. So 2 plus -5 is -3. -1, whoa, okay, this is weird. All right, so I'm going to start at -1. And if you remember back in kindergarten, or not kindergarten, first grade, when we started learning adding and subtracting, the teacher said that we use the sign means to take away. And that's how we're going to think about it, okay? We are taking away positives. Guys, if somebody comes up and snatches your ice cream, they are taking away a positive, and you are going to get more negative. If you take a positive away, you get more negative. We're going to get more negative by 1, 2, 3. So we're going to wind up at -4. -1 minus 3 equals -4. When we take positives away, we get more negative. Okay. All right, here's that tricky one we've talked about a couple times. All right, we have -1 minus -4. So we're going to start at -1. Remember we said this symbol right here means to take away. So we're going to take away negatives. Well, let's see, if I take away negative things out of my life, I'm going to get more positive. All right, so if when your teacher gave you those points back and took away that F, it added some points. In this case, we're going to take away negatives. We're going to take away 4 of those negatives. So it's going to wind up right here at +3. The other way we have looked at this is to say when you have a double negative, you change both of them to positive, and then you have -1 plus +4, which has the same effect. We still are adding more positives, or getting more positive, and so we go to the right. 2 minus 6. Start at 2, and I'm taking away positives, so I'm going to get more negative. If I take away good things, I get more negative. If I feel more negative, I'm going negative by 6, which puts me at -4. I forgot to circle that. Okay. 0. Oh, wait, 0 is not positive, but we're going to start at 0. We're just kind of having we're just here. It's just a day. There's nothing good or bad about it. But I'm going to take away some negatives. So what happened is that even though you woke up kind of blah, you got to school and your friend decided to pay you back that $3 that they owed you. So they are taking away, that's not right, they're going to forgive your debt. You owe them $3 and they're going to take that away. So you're going to add that 3 back to your life, and you're going to be more positive by 3 because they have taken away your negative. Does that make sense? So you can also look at this as adding a positive. So 0 plus 3 is 3. All right. Now, I know you don't always have the smiley faces and the number lines and all the things. So how can we use this? Well, we can use this. And I know that's a beautifully straight line. Nobody laugh. All right. And we can use what we learned about absolute value to help us out a little bit. So I'm starting at -15. And I am adding a positive, so I know that I'm going to get more positive. I'm going to the right, and I'm going to the right 35 spaces. Well, this, from 15 to 0, is 15 spaces. So if I take 35, and I subtract 15, because they're already here, I get 20, which means in order to find my answer, I need to go from here, I need to go 20 spaces over here, which will put me at +20. So the answer to this is +20. Okay, and notice I don't have to have all my hash marks. As long as I know the absolute value and I can do subtraction and addition and subtraction, I'm good to go. Here's the tough one, the minus and negative. So I'm going to put my number line, and I'm going to put my 0 in the middle, and I'm going to start with positive 12. So I'm going to put a positive 12 there. And then I'm going to go, I am taking away negatives. I'm going to get more positive. But if I take away negative things in my life, I get more positive. I can also remember that when I have that double negative, I turn them both to positive. And now I'm just adding 27. So 27 plus 12. So now I wind up at 39, and that is my answer. Okay, I hope this helps. Please feel free to ask me if you need any help with this. I really like the system of using the number lines, even for relatively big numbers. I think it's helpful. That's all I've got, so I hope you guys have a fantastic day.